First interview of the day, we're joined by Krishnan Sasikiran, who just drew his name with Maxime Bashir-Lagrave. I've noticed the two of you talking outside, analyzing the position, thinking how each side could have improved. Just looking at the final position, could you have improved it better or not?
I'm not really sure because on the queen side is some kind of a standstill because he cannot play b4, and then because I take cb4, ab4, and a4 and getting a free pass pawn on the side. And I'm a pawn down, but the thing was I was trying to get in f4 at some point, but he's stopping with knight g3 and sometimes maybe even some queen f5, yeah. So it was kind of difficult for both sides to improve the positions. So I think the draw was a logical result.
Okay, now seven rounds have passed for both you and Maxime, but in your case, you gradually made your way up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the coming rounds and in the coming period?
Well, there's going to be some. I mean, it's an extremely strong tournament, and I'll try to play, yeah, because it's in this tournament you're trying to make as much with the white pieces as much as you can, and then with the black you're trying to hold a little bit. But if you get a chance with black, then why not? Yeah, because before the rest I won a game with black, so you have to look for your chances everywhere.
So now as the tournament is progressing and we're reaching final round, it's going to become more clearer who's in for the prize, who isn't. Obviously at your level the differences in play and the positions are just nuances.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to risk in an even position in order to go for a prize?
Well,
at
this point, if I felt I had a clear-cut chance, then I would have definitely risked it, because in the last position it was not very clear how I could improve without taking a big risk. Yeah.
But generally,
in general, if you're kind of having a good position, for instance, in the last position against Maksudlu, I was completely winning, but I did not see a critical idea with 8-6. I mean, I had to look all over the board. Yeah, I mean, my pieces are playing all over the board, but when I missed this idea with 8-6, if you simply miss this idea, it's just you see that your position does not offer much. Yeah.
Yesterday was rest day. You told me you're enjoying it here quite a bit in the hospitality. Has the rest day come good for you? Do you feel energized more, and would you welcome more rest days? Or
well, the rest days are kind of a two-edged thing. Sometimes when you're having a momentum, then it's kind of
stops the way.
It stops a little bit, but. I've had a lot of time to work yesterday, and it was. I felt it was really fruitful for me, because I really did not go to the excursion or something. I simply stayed in the hotel, and then I managed to work when I was like, when you play. Yeah, for instance, 3 to 7, I was basically working. So at some point it became clear my mind was working. So why not?
So the best rest day is a work day for you. Thank you so much. Good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Well, on last part, I would like to really thank the organizers for the hospitality, and especially the people at the hotel and everything. The arrangements are excellent, and I feel. And also, the organizers are taking the safety of the players, the health and of the players very seriously, and we are testing almost every 3 days once. So I think it's a very good tournament, and I would really like to come back here again.
Okay, great. Well, we hope you do. Thank you so much.
So you heard Grandmaster Sasikiran talk about his game. Now I will cover some of the other games, starting with Grandmaster Harikrishna Pentala's amazing win over Maxime Chigaev. It was a Grunfeld, and I want to start with this position after queen takes b3. Now you see that white has 5 pawns here, and black has 4 here, and there's 1 passed pawn on the queen side. This is a typical pattern of Grunfeld, where black usually gets either a passed pawn or a majority on the queen side, and white has this center. But in this game, the pawn went as far as a2, and here Harikrishna just played rook fe1, and as soon as his opponent played rook c8, he sensed the drawback, and the drawback is that the rook is no longer protecting the f7 pawn, and so he went with queen f4. After queen f4, the best move for black was actually just to go back rook f8, which is not easy to play over the board because you've just moved the rook, and to come back to f8 means you're accepting that the last move was a mistake. So this should have been played, but f6. This is the move that that got Harikrishna the win, I think. What will you do as white? A very nice position as a test exercise as well. Here, the drawback of this move is that it weakens e6 square, and Harikrishna came up with a counter-attacking move. He did not consider, it's not about moving the knight, but it's about attacking the rook first. So, once Grandmaster Ganguly had told me this, that when your opponent attacks your piece, instead of considering moving that piece, first start with whether or not you can attack your opponent's piece. So in this position, queen g4 is attacking the rook, and after queen c3 he played queen e6, king h8 and knight f7 check, and after king g7 a very beautiful move, and that is knight d8. Now the point is, let's say if black protects the e7 pawn with queen c7, then there is a mate that follows after queen f7 and queen f8, and this is mate with knight e6 and g4. The king is checkmated on h4. So this is just one possible continuation, but after knight d8, Harikrishna's opponent took on d8, and then after queen e7, Harikrishna won. One important variation I wish to show you is after queen g4. What if black plays knight a6 and supports the rook? In this case, white has a stunning knight takes g6, destroying the king's cover, and after h6, queen g6, king f8 or king h8, the same move e5, which pretty much sums up the game. White is winning. e6 is also a threat, ef6 is also a threat, and if black takes f5, there is rook e5, followed by rook f5 mate. I think very nice game by Harikrishna, who now is on 4.5 and out of 7, and is on 32nd position. I think now he has great chances to come back in the event. Next, let's go to the game between Sasikiran we just covered, so let's go to Peter Swidler and Pragnananda. In this position, after rook e1, Pragnananda played queen b4, and after queen b4, rook a4, knight a5, he had seen rook bd4 in advance, giving up the exchange, and this position is solid enough. After bishop into d4, the position is equal. They agreed to a draw here. Pragnananda was black in this game. And now let's go to Sargsyan versus Nihal Sarin. In this position, after cd, knight e5, I have seen some games where black goes knight g4 to equalize, but in this particular game, Nihal played knight fd7 after just thinking for about 40 seconds, and he equalized very easily. And there's one critical move after bishop f4. He found rook b8, and I think this is very important to get the attack on b2. And if b3, he had g5 planned. That's a very clever move. So in the game, he equalized very easily, and they went into this position, and it's a draw. Next, we have the game between Divya Deshmukh and Hauska Ivanka. Let's go to this game. In this position, after knight c3, it looks fairly equal, but there was one moment after queen e5. She played queen g5. White has the double bishops, but here white went wrong with knight d5, and Divya immediately took over in this game after bishop into d5 followed by knight f4. The pawn on d5 became very weak, and that was captured very soon, and then she went on to win this game. I think that was the turning point with knight d5. In the game between Harika and Jolanta, I think the opening itself was so equalish that there was very little chance for Harika to play for a win. Pieces got exchanged at regular intervals, and this position is pretty much dry, and they agreed to a draw. So those were some of the moments that I wanted to cover, and now let's take a look at the pairings and the standings. Right now, you see that Sasikiran is on the third spot with 5/7, and he is closely followed by Nihal Sarin on 4.5 as well as Harikrishna on 4.5. And in the women's section, we see Harika on 4.5/7, Vantika is on 4, and I think the tournament is heating up. Just 4 more rounds to go. And now let's take a look at the pairings. In the open section, Grandmaster Sasikiran will be playing against Firuzha. That will be an ultimate clash. And Harikrishna will be playing against Najer. Nihal Sarain will be playing against Maksudlu. So very mouth-watering clashes here. And in the women's section, we have Harika. I think she'll be Vantika Agarwal will be playing against Anna Kramling, and Harika will be playing against Badelka from Georgia. So yeah, I am looking forward to interesting games which will happen today. And I also want to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Diwali. And do like the video. I'll be back with another video soon. Until then, take care. Bye bye.